I raised my sister's kids for 8 years while she partied. When I set boundaries, she called me a controlling witch and tried to take them back. 8 years of being a full-time parent to her children. Then she decides she wants to play mom again and I'm suddenly the villain. My name is Rebecca Chen. I'm 38 years old. For 8 years, I was a mother to 2 children who weren't mine. I raised them, fed them, clothed them, loved them, sacrificed everything for them. While their actual mother partied, disappeared, and lived her life without consequences. Then she got sober, decided she wanted to be a real mom again. And when I tried to maintain stability for the kids I'd raised since birth, she called me controlling. Said I was trying to keep her kids from her. Said I had no right to set boundaries because I wasn't their real mother. The woman who'd abandoned her children for 8 years was suddenly the victim. And I, the person who'd given up my entire life to raise them, was the villain. This is the story of what happens when you sacrifice everything for someone else's children, and then get punished for caring too much. My sister Amy is 3 years younger than me. Growing up, we were close. I was the responsible older sister. She was the fun, spontaneous younger one. I was the straight-A student who followed all the rules. She was the social butterfly who pushed every boundary. Our parents worked all the time. Dad was an accountant at a big firm, constantly traveling for clients. Mom was a pharmacist working rotating shifts. Good people, hard-working, but not around much. I took care of Amy a lot, made sure she did her homework, made sure she got to school on time, covered for her when she broke curfew. Classic older sister dynamic. I went to college at University of Oregon, got a degree in marketing, had plans for a career in Portland's tech scene. Amy barely graduated high school, wasn't interested in college, wanted to live her life, and have experiences. Which meant partying. A lot. When I was 27 and Amy was 24, she called me at 2 in the morning. "Rebecca, I need you." Her voice was shaking, crying. "What's wrong?" "I'm pregnant." My stomach dropped. "What? How far along?" 3 months. I just found out. I don't know what to do. "Who's the father?" "This guy I was seeing. Marcus. But we broke up. He doesn't want anything to do with it. He told me to handle it." I drove to her apartment that night, found her sitting on her bathroom floor, surrounded by positive pregnancy tests, mascara running down her face. "I can't do this," she said. "I can't be a mom. I'm not ready. I don't know how." "What do you want to do?" "I don't know. I can't have an abortion. I just can't. But I can't raise a baby either. I'm barely surviving as it is." Amy was working part-time at a coffee shop, living in a studio apartment that was falling apart, barely making rent. She had no savings, no health insurance, no plan for the future. "I'll help you," I said. "Whatever you decide, I'll help you." I meant it. I didn't know at the time that helping would consume the next 8 years of my life. Amy decided to keep the baby. She moved in with me 2 months later when she couldn't afford her apartment anymore. I had a decent 1-bedroom in Portland, good job at a marketing startup, could afford to support both of us. "Just until I get back on my feet," Amy promised. "Just until the baby comes and I figure things out." She never figured things out. Olivia was born on March 15th. Amy had a difficult labor, 22 hours, emergency C-section, complications. I was there the entire time, holding her hand, coaching her breathing, being her support person. Our parents flew in for the birth, stayed for 3 days, then flew back home to Sacramento. They had jobs, responsibilities, lives. It was just me and Amy. And now Olivia. The first few weeks were hard, really hard. Amy had postpartum depression, wouldn't get out of bed, couldn't bond with the baby, would just lie there crying while Olivia screamed. I took leave from work, used all my vacation days and sick days. I fed Olivia, changed her, rocked her to sleep, got up every 2 hours for night feedings. Did everything. "I can't do this," Amy would say. "I told you I couldn't do this." "You're just tired. It gets easier." I don't think I'm cut out to be a mom. Give it time. But time didn't help. When my leave ended and I had to go back to work, I found a daycare near my office. Expensive. Almost my entire paycheck after rent. But Amy couldn't watch Olivia during the day. She was too depressed, too overwhelmed, too detached. I'd drop Olivia off at 7 in the morning, work a full day, pick her up at 6, come home and take care of her all evening while Amy stayed in her room. I was exhausted, completely drained. But I kept going because Olivia needed someone, and Amy couldn't do it. When Olivia was 6 months old, Amy started going out again. I need to get out of this apartment. I'm going crazy being stuck here all day. Okay, where are you going? Just out with friends. I'll be back later. She'd leave at 9 at night, come home at 4 in the morning, drunk. I'd be up with Olivia, feeding her, changing her, while Amy partied. It started happening more and more. Once a week, twice a week, every other night. I need to have a life, Rebecca. I'm 24 years old. I can't just sit home all the time. You have a daughter. I know that, but I need to take care of myself too. You don't understand what it's like being stuck here. I didn't respond. What could I say? I was stuck there too, raising her child, while she went out and lived her life. When Olivia was 8 months old, Amy disappeared for 3 days. She went to a music festival in California with friends. Didn't tell me she was going. Just left. I came home from work one day and she was gone. All her stuff still there. But no Amy. She texted me 2 days later. At a festival. Be back Sunday. That was it. No apology. No acknowledgement that she'd abandoned her 8-month-old baby without warning. I was furious. But what could I do? I took care of Olivia, like I always did. Amy came back Sunday night. Sunburned. Exhausted. Hungover. That was amazing. I needed that so badly. She didn't ask about Olivia. Didn't thank me for covering for her. Didn't seem to think she'd done anything wrong. That became the pattern. Amy would disappear for days. Sometimes a week. Sometimes longer. She'd go to festivals. Road trips with friends. Stayed with guys she was dating. Always came back eventually, but never with an explanation or apology. I became Olivia's primary caregiver. Her only consistent caregiver. I fed her every meal, changed every diaper, handled every midnight crying session, took her to every doctor's appointment. I was her mother in every way except biologically. She started calling me Mama Becca when she learned to talk. Not Aunt Rebecca, Mama Becca. Because that's who I was to her. Amy didn't correct her, didn't seem bothered by it. When Olivia was 2, Amy got pregnant again. Different guy. Another relationship that didn't last. I was devastated. Amy, you can barely take care of one child. How are you going to handle 2? I'll figure it out. How? You're never here. I'm raising Olivia by myself. You're not raising her by yourself. I'm her mom. You're her mom on paper. I'm doing everything else. That's not fair. I'm doing my best. Your best is disappearing for weeks at a time? We fought. Really fought. For the first time in years. If you don't want to help me, just say so, Amy yelled. I'll figure it out on my own. How? How will you figure it out? I don't know. But I'm not going to have you guilt-tripping me all the time. I didn't ask for this. I didn't ask to get pregnant. Twice. She started crying. Dramatic, heaving sobs. And I felt guilty. Like I was being too harsh. Too judgmental. I'll help you, I said quietly. Like I always do. Jake was born 10 months later. Another difficult birth. Another C-section. More complications. I was there again. Holding Amy's hand. Being her support person. Meeting her baby. Our parents came again. Stayed for 2 days this time. Even shorter than before. You're such a good sister, my mom told me before they left. Taking care of Amy and the kids like this. We're so proud of you. I didn't feel proud. I felt trapped. But what was I supposed to do? Let the kids suffer because Amy couldn't get her life together? With 2 kids, everything got harder. Daycare for 2 children cost more than I made. I couldn't afford it. So I switched to a job with more flexibility. Work from home position at a smaller company. Less pay. Fewer opportunities for advancement. But I could watch the kids during the day. I gave up my career trajectory to raise Amy's children. Amy started staying out more. Sometimes she'd be gone for weeks. I'm staying with Jason, she'd text. Jason was her new boyfriend. I'll check in soon. She wouldn't check in. I'd text her asking when she was coming back. No response. I'd call. Straight to voicemail. She'd resurface eventually, usually when she and whatever boyfriend broke up. I'm coming back for a bit. She'd stay at my apartment for a few weeks, play with the kids like a fun aunt, take them to the park, buy them ice cream, let them stay up late watching movies. The kids loved when she visited. Mommy's here. Then she'd disappear again, off to the next adventure, the next guy, the next party. And the kids would cry, "Where's Mommy? When is she coming back?" "Soon, baby. She'll be back soon." But I never knew when, and neither did they. I was their stability, their constant, their actual parent. I attended every parent-teacher conference, every school play, every doctor's appointment. I signed every permission slip, helped with every homework assignment, made every meal. I stayed up with them when they were sick, comforted them when they had nightmares, taught them to ride bikes. I was their mother. Amy was a ghost who appeared occasionally bringing fun and chaos, then disappeared again. When Olivia was 6 and Jake was 4, I had to turn down a major job opportunity. Director of marketing at a tech company in Seattle, significant pay increase, leadership role, everything I'd wanted career-wise. But it would mean moving, uprooting the kids, taking them away from their school, their friends, their stability. I couldn't do it. They'd already lost so much consistency with Amy, I couldn't disrupt their lives more. So I stayed in Portland, stayed in my mediocre job, for them. Amy didn't know about the job offer. I never told her. What would be the point? When Olivia was 7 and Jake was 5, Amy entered rehab. She'd been struggling with alcohol and pills for years. I knew about it, tried to get her help multiple times. She'd always refused. "I don't have a problem. I just like to have fun." But she finally hit rock bottom, got a DUI, court-ordered treatment. She went to a facility in Arizona for 90 days. Called me from rehab 2 weeks in. "I'm getting clean. For real this time. For the kids." "That's good, Amy. I'm proud of you. When I get out, I want to be a real mom to them. I want to do this right." Okay. I wanted to believe her. Really wanted to. But I'd heard promises before. So many promises. She completed the program. Stayed in Arizona for 6 more months doing outpatient treatment and sober living. Called the kids every week. Sent them letters and drawings. They were excited. "Mommy's getting better. She's coming home soon." I was cautiously hopeful. Maybe this time would be different. When Amy came back to Portland, she was different. Sober, focused, motivated. She got a job as an administrative assistant, found a small apartment, started building a life. She'd visit the kids every weekend, take them for a few hours, to the park, to get pizza, to the movies. Always returned them on time, always sober, always appropriate. I was genuinely proud of her. Maybe she'd finally figured it out. Then she started pushing for more. "I want them to spend the night at my place." "Let's wait a bit. Make sure things are stable first." "I've been sober for 9 months. Things are stable." "I know. I just want to make sure the kids are ready. It's a big change for them." "They're ready. I'm ready. You're the one who's not ready." She started showing up unannounced. "I'm taking the kids to the zoo. We have plans today." "What plans?" "Olivia has a soccer game. Jake has a playdate." "Can't they miss it? I'm their mother. I want to spend time with them. They've committed to these things. We can't just cancel last minute." "Why not? You're being ridiculous." She started undermining me in front of the kids. "Mama Becca says we have to eat vegetables with dinner." "Well, at my place you can eat whatever you want. Mama Becca is too strict. Mama Becca says bedtime is 8:30. "That's silly. You're not babies. At my place you can stay up as late as you want." The kids started testing boundaries. "But Mommy lets us." I tried to talk to Amy about it. "We need to be consistent with rules. It's confusing for them when we contradict each other. I'm their mother. I'll parent them how I want." You haven't been their parent for 8 years, Amy. I have. Her face went cold. What did you just say? You know what I mean. I've been raising them while you. While I what? While I struggled with addiction. While I was sick. You're throwing that in my face now. I'm not throwing anything in your face. I'm just saying we need to be on the same page for the kids' sake. I don't need parenting advice from you. They're my children. I've been parenting them since birth. Because you wanted to. I never asked you to take over. There it was. The same pattern. The same excuse. I never asked you to help. Like I'd had a choice. Like I could have just let 2 babies grow up neglected and unstable. Things got worse. Amy started demanding more time. 50-50 custody. Alternating weeks. They barely know you, I said. They need consistency. We can't just change everything overnight. I've been back for a year. I've been clean. I have a job. An apartment. I'm their mother. I have rights. This isn't about rights. It's about what's best for them. What's best for them is being with their mother. I've been their mother for 8 years, Amy. She exploded. You're not their mother. You're their aunt. You've been babysitting. That's it. And now you're acting like they're yours and you get to make all the decisions. I have been making all the decisions. For 8 years. Where were you? I was sick. I had addiction issues. You know that. And I was raising your children. Sacrificing my career, my relationships, my entire life. Do you have any idea what I gave up for them? No one asked you to. You chose to. And now you're using it against me. We were screaming at each other. In my living room. While the kids were at school. I'm getting a lawyer, Amy said coldly. I'm getting custody. They're my kids. Not yours. She walked out. I sat on my couch shaking. 8 years. 8 years of being their mother. And now she wanted to swoop in and take them because she'd been sober for a year. Amy did get a lawyer. Filed for primary custody. I had to get a lawyer too. Spent thousands of dollars I didn't have. The case dragged on for months. Amy painted me as controlling, overbearing, someone who'd taken advantage of her when she was vulnerable. Rebecca convinced me she was just helping temporarily. Then she took over completely, pushed me out of my own children's lives, made herself the mother. I'm ready to be their mom now, but she won't let me. She cried in front of the judge, played the victim perfectly. My lawyer presented the facts. 8 years of me being the primary caregiver. School records listing me as the primary contact. Medical records with my name. Financial records showing I'd paid for everything. Character witnesses from teachers, daycare providers, neighbors, all saying I'd been the one raising them. Where were you during those 8 years? The judge asked Amy. I was struggling with addiction, getting treatment, getting my life together. I'm better now. I want to be their mother. And you were their mother during those 8 years? He asked me. I was their primary caregiver. Yes. The judge awarded joint custody. Week on, week off. Both children need their mother, he said. Miss Chen has clearly been sober and stable for over a year now. She deserves the opportunity to parent her children. I understood his reasoning. Legally it made sense. But it destroyed the kids. They went from one stable home where I'd raised them their entire lives, to splitting time between 2 homes with completely different rules, expectations, and dynamics. Olivia, who was 8, started having anxiety, couldn't sleep, started wetting the bed again. Jake, who was 6, became withdrawn, stopped talking as much, started acting out at school. In my house there was structure, bedtime, homework, healthy meals, consistency. At Amy's house there were no rules. Stay up late, eat junk food, skip homework. Amy wanted to be the fun mom, the one they loved, the one they chose. So she let them do whatever they wanted. Why can't we stay at mommy's house all the time? Olivia asked me one night. It's more fun there. My heart broke. Because you need both of us. And we both love you. But inside I was furious. Amy was buying their affection, undermining 8 years of parenting. And I was the strict one, the one who enforced rules, the bad guy. After 6 months of this arrangement, things came to a head. Jake failed 2 classes. His teacher called me. He's not turning in homework. Says his mom said it's not important. I called Amy. Did you tell Jake homework isn't important? I told him he works hard enough at school. He doesn't need more work at home. That's not how school works, Amy. He's failing. He's 6. It doesn't matter. It does matter. He needs to learn responsibility. He needs to learn to be a kid. You're too uptight about everything. I'm trying to raise functional human beings. And I'm trying to let them enjoy their childhood. You're turning them into anxious robots. I hung up. Couldn't do it anymore. I called my lawyer. This isn't working. The kids are suffering. We went back to court. Presented evidence of the kids' declining grades, behavioral issues, anxiety. Amy's lawyer argued I was being controlling, that I couldn't handle not being in complete control anymore. Miss Chen has difficulty sharing parenting responsibilities. She's undermining my client's relationship with her own children. The judge ordered family therapy. All 4 of us. Me, Amy, and the kids. It was brutal. The therapist tried to mediate. What do you both want for the children? I want them to be healthy, stable, and successful, I said. I want them to be happy and to know their mother loves them, Amy said. Those things aren't mutually exclusive, the therapist said. But you need to work together. We tried. We really did. But Amy couldn't let go of the resentment. You got to be their mother for 8 years. Now it's my turn. It's not about turns, Amy. It's about what's best for them. What's best for them is having their actual mother, not their aunt playing dress up. That cut deep. Playing dress up. Like everything I'd done for 8 years was pretend, a game. Like the sleepless nights, the sacrificed career, the drained bank account, the entire life I'd put on hold was nothing. I started pulling back. Stop trying to coordinate with Amy. Stop trying to maintain consistency. During my weeks, I parented my way. During her weeks, she did whatever she wanted. The kids adapted. Sort of. They learned to live 2 completely different lives. Structured Rebecca. Chaotic Amy. They started calling me Aunt Rebecca again instead of Mama Becca. Amy's doing. She'd finally corrected them. Rebecca is your aunt. I'm your mama. Only mama. It hurt more than I expected. Now I'm 38. Olivia is 11. Jake is 9. Amy and I barely speak except for custody logistics. She posts on social media constantly, pictures of her with the kids, with hashtags, blessed motherhood my everything. Comments pour in. You're such a good mom. Your kids are so lucky. No mention of the 8 years she was gone, the 8 years I raised them. She's rewritten history, made herself the hero of her own redemption story. And I'm the villain who tried to keep her from her kids. The kids are confused, torn between 2 versions of their childhood. The version where I was their mother, and the version Amy tells them where she was always their mother, just going through a hard time. I don't try to correct it anymore. What's the point? They'll figure it out eventually, or they won't. Either way, I can't control the narrative. People ask if I regret it, raising them for all those years. I don't regret raising them. They needed someone. I love them. But I regret not setting boundaries with Amy sooner. I regret sacrificing everything and getting no acknowledgement. I regret being treated like a babysitter instead of the person who actually raised them. Most of all, I regret that Amy got to be the hero of her own story while I became the obstacle. She abandoned her kids for 8 years. I raised them. But she's the one they call mama. She's the one who gets Mother's Day cards. She's the one who gets credit for turning her life around. And I'm just the controlling aunt who won't let go. That's the story Amy tells. The story everyone believes. The truth is more complicated. But the truth doesn't matter when someone's rewriting history. I gave 8 years of my life to children who needed me. And now I'm the bad guy for expecting their mother to be consistent and responsible. That's what I learned. You can sacrifice everything for someone else's children and still end up being the villain. Have you ever raised someone else's kids while they were absent? Have you ever sacrificed your entire life for children who weren't yours, only to be called controlling when the parent finally showed up? Have you ever been punished for caring too much? Share your experience in the comments. Sometimes the people you save end up resenting you for being there when they weren't. If you believe that you can't abandon your children for 8 years, then show up and call the person who raised them controlling. Hit that like button and subscribe. Because being sober for a year doesn't erase 8 years of absence. And being a biological parent doesn't make you a real parent if you weren't there.